Hello, welcome to Nonna's Cucina Marisa's eggplant recipe from my grandmother and from my mom. I decided not to buy Parmesan cheese in a can, which is easier. I decided to buy the actual Parmigiano Reggiano. If you like aged Asiago, you could use that also. And I'm shredding it because it's a different flavor and it's healthier and it's fresher. Try to buy everything fresh. So the way my grandma made this Parmigiano eggplant is that you can slice the eggplant, but you don't have to. So here's some washed eggplant just to show you. You get this off. This is not what you need. So this comes off, and I wear gloves because there's thorns in here and pricklies that could hurt you. So I take it. I wear gloves, but you don't have to. And then I just cut it. And then you can leave this one because it's medium sized to small. And you could put your finger through it, your fingernail through it. This is a very soft eggplant. You don't have to salt it. You don't have to wait 2 hours or an hour or 15 minutes because it's such a soft and it's such a tender eggplant. So once I washed it, this one I am not going to peel, but this one I did. You don't have to peel it. My grandma did not peel it. So you just cut really thin slices if you can. And it depends how you want it. Thicker, it won't work. It's too chunky and it'll take a longer time to fry. So I cut them small. And the reason why I have flour, egg, and breadcrumbs is because of think of the month of February. Flour for F, E for egg, B for breadcrumbs. And that's how we make it. One of my favorite recipes is this one, along with my grandma made this very often. She lived with us and my mom loves this recipe and I want to share it with you. Yes, preheat your oven to 425, and by the time you get everything ready, it'll be heated enough, preheated the oven to put it directly into the oven. I have three things. I have Parmigiano Reggiano, then I have mozzarella, and I have homemade sauce already ready to go. And that's another recipe for another day. But I always put a little bit on the bottom of the 9x13. And then we're gonna start frying the eggplant. It's such a great taste. Some people say, well, I'm on a diet, I can't eat. But if you treat yourself once in a while, it's worth it. There you go. Every slice gets dipped into the flour. And then I remove the excess flour by shaking it. Then I dip it into the egg, which is already salted and seasoned the way your preference. Then I put it in Italian seasoned breadcrumbs, and then I'm going to stick it in the hot oil and fry it and layer it into the 9x13 pan. I'm going to do it the quicker way if I'm in a hurry or I don't have much time to enjoy cooking. I could do it like this, but if you do have the time and it's very relaxing, you could do each one at a time. Whatever is convenient for you. I'm going to have these ready here. And then I'll put them in the hot oil. The hot oil is vegetable oil. And it's like, you want to put it in hot oil, like deep fried. So this is already floured. Now I'm going to throw it in the egg and dip it and then throw it in the breadcrumbs. This is a lot faster, depending on how much time you have. If your company's coming then, and you're in a hurry, I just gave you a shortcut. Throw it in a bag with flour. Practice. If you say, I tried it and I didn't like it, well then see what you did. Say, oh, I put too much salt, or I didn't put enough salt, or I put too much cheese, or I didn't put enough cheese. So you practice and then you say, oh, I know now. I prefer no eggs. I prefer no breadcrumbs. I just want to flour it. That's an option also.
Ooh, mamma mia.
The cheese and the sauce combined. It's such a great combination of flavor. And the aroma just brings back the memories of cooking in the kitchen with my grandmother and the memories of with my mom and enjoying the eggplant parmesan with a salad and some bread and some wine. If you like it crispy, then you cook it longer. If you like it more chewy, then you cook it less. Golden brown is okay. The sauce is going to absorb the cheese and the seasonings. I already put seasonings on top when I'm breading it. And I'm ready for the next round. If you can, try to stick with vegetable oil. That's the best. Well, my grandma did it this way, so I'm doing it her way.
Nonna knows best.
Yes, Nonna Marisa, and it's about, 2 hours from Rome, between Rome and Naples. This is what she taught me to make. I used to watch her a lot. Okay, so now I get rid of this pieces that are in here, which is really egg and leftover flour. So then I can either add oil, which is a simpler way to do this, and then wait till I'm doing everything by sight. I know I have measurements in the recipe. You could see it on the website, but you can tell that there's enough oil in there, but it has to get hot. I would say that would make this whole thing very good is the sauce. So try not to get the sauce out of a can, or add garlic and onion to it and cook the sauce. Don't take it right out of the jar and put it into the eggplant recipe, because it is tastier if you put that jar of sauce that you bought and add some garlic and onion and cook it on the stovetop before you add it to your recipe. I made homemade sauce right from the canning that we do every year. This is a little bit too thick, this one and this one, so that's not good. You want them as thin is better. Thinner slice is better. Too thick is not what you want for this recipe. And, one day we ran out of eggplants, so we decided to use zucchini, and it's so good. It's just by accident we discovered that you could put zucchini with eggplant and you're okay.
Amazing.
It just is for flavor. Zucchini adds a distinct flavor, a combination of eggplant, sauce, cheese, mozzarella. That's all you really need, is a few ingredients. And you have a wonderful meal. You could freeze this and then take it out of the freezer and put it right in the oven. You could keep it in your fridge if you're going to have it this evening or tomorrow. Okay, these just have to be fried. I'm just going to stick them in here in between any other spaces, if there are any spaces. This is called like the lasagna method. I always put a little bit of sauce, homemade sauce that I made. We can every year, about 52 jars a year. and we actually go pick the tomatoes or have them picked and delivered, and then we process them and we can them. So I made homemade sauce. This is my homemade sauce with garlic and oil, and you just put it in a pan and you put garlic. You add the garlic after you cook the onion for about 20 minutes on low. Then you add the garlic, then it becomes golden, yellow, and light brown, and then you add the jar of tomato sauce. Even if it's canned or bought, I would still do this process and add your own seasonings and let it simmer and cook, and it would make it taste a little more than a canned sauce. I added some in here, which is the bottom of a 9 by 13 glass pan, a baking dish. Glass is preferred. I don't know why, but maybe because it'll cook more evenly. I'm not sure, but I've always used a glass baking dish. Here we are. We take one, we put it on top of the sauce, and then I'm going to alternate with the zucchini. This is an option. You don't have to if you don't want to. You could just make all eggplant if you don't want to buy zucchini, or you don't like zucchini. So I go like this, yeah. You will know when it's ready to eat. When you have it in the oven, it'll be bubbling. You'll see the bubbling on the sides. This won't fit. I'll put a little one. Okay. Now I'm going to put a layer of sauce again. Okay. Here we go. And I'm going to add the mozzarella cheese. You could use it sparingly or generously, depending on your taste and flavor. And this is the Parmigiano Reggiano. You could use assaggio. It could be any kinds of cheeses that you prefer. Here we go again, another layer. The oven is already preheated to 425, and then we're just going to put it in the oven. I will say put aluminum foil on top. If you don't want to, it'll be crispier and crunchier, and the cheese will burn, but it's better to cover it if you want to. We always have, and we always do, and I always will cover it. There you go. Perfect.